For a game with such a simple name, Ninja Gaiden 4 has a lot more going on under the hood. First of all, this isn't simply the fourth Ninja Gaiden game. Heck, this is still based on the Team Ninja 2000's 3D reboot of a Tecmo 1980s 2D console and arcade game. And technically, Team Ninja didn't even make this one, instead serving in a supervisory role and passing the reins to action platformer powerhouse PlatinumGames, best known for their work in the celebrated hack and slashers Bayonetta and NieR Automata. And the timing couldn't have been more tragically poetic, as this very same month, the director of the 2004 reboot Tomonobu Itagaki passed away. Considered one of the most influential and important 3D action games ever, Ninja Gaiden 4 has big shoes to fill and high expectations, as this is the first entry in the main series in over 13 and a half years. Not to mention, outside the greater historical context, this is one of the most anticipated Xbox Game Pass titles of 2025. But over on OpenCritic, we can see this story already has a happy ending, with the early reviews earning Ninja Gaiden 4 a strong rating. And while more scores are still expected, the trajectory is pointing to a firmly positive reception, with an 81 top critic average and an 88% critics recommendation. It's safe to say Ninja Gaiden is back. Let's start with a home field advantage in our very own 9 out of 10 review by Matt Karoglu, who says, quote, "Ninja Gaiden 4 is the gaming equivalent of a roller coaster. It offers one non-stop thrill after another, and its short campaign goes by in a flash to where you're all too ready to hop back on for another spin. And once you've mastered normal mode, some of the best fun to be had with the game kicks in on hard and master ninja difficulties. Something I'm still making my way through and having a blast doing it. My first attempt at a master ninja run since Ninja Gaiden Black, and a vindication for PlatinumGames' debut crack at one of the more legendary action franchises." End quote. High praise indeed, but there's certainly a risk to this method of game design, at least in the current landscape. These days, some of the most intensely difficult third-person action games are in the RPG genre, where a single run takes dozens upon dozens of hours at least to roll credits. Early reports show Ninja Gaiden 4 in the low double digits, with the expectation being you'll enjoy the expressive and varied core gameplay so much you'll want to replay it over and over again. Or as Miguel Moraine puts it in the 6-Axis 9 out of 10 review, quote, "Ninja Gaiden 4 is effectively the Doom Eternal of character action games. The entire combat loop is built around forcing you into a dance where every tool in your arsenal is a piece of offensive art, all looping together like a blood-soaked puzzle. As you'll progress through the game, you'll unlock multiple weapons, new attack abilities, and weapon-specific bonus attacks. Anytime I felt myself stuck on a hard fight, having a wealth of other attack abilities and combo strings to experiment with made it so satisfying to bash my head against the wall over and over until I finally made it through." End quote. But even softer reviews such as Push Square's 7 out of 10 express a lot of affection towards the sort of retro level-based design in a flashy and technical gameplay package. Or as Stefan Talby explains in his review, quote, "Ninja Gaiden 4 is a rock-solid action game that delivers on what's most important, the combat. While some of the surrounding aspects are a little less successful, such as repeated environments and a forgettable story, the intense battle and myriad challenges are where the game shines, whether playing as Yakuma or Ryu. It doesn't hit every mark, but the simplistic structure, emphasis on technical combat, and even the cheesy performances combine for an action game that feels like it's from a bygone era, in the best way possible." End quote. As you've no doubt noticed by now, Ninja Gaiden 4 isn't a simple rehash. In fact, the original protagonist Ryu Hayabusa has been sidelined for newcomer Yakuma, although Ryu returns as a playable character as well. Fans had hoped the narrative explanation for this decision would be a compelling story twist, but as Richard Wakeling says in his otherwise positive 8 out of 10 review for GameSpot, quote, "Yakumo has a team in his ear, adding some texture during moments of downtime as they chat about the state of the world and establish stakes. This offers a new perspective on the world of ninja clans, but they're a one-dimensional bunch and the narrative is still relatively light. Yakumo and Ryu are at odds with one another despite ostensibly sharing the same goal. But this thread is paper thin and Ryu's section is disappointingly inconsequential. There are some pacing issues too, including a stretch where the story grinds to a halt for 3 chapters as you chase an interdimensional shark. It's not unexpected, but Ninja Gaiden 4 tells the sort of tale you'll likely forget about once the final credits have rolled." End quote. But don't worry, newcomers, Ninja Gaiden 4 isn't simply about mashing players into dust over and over again without any sort of point or purpose. The highly complex and expressive combat has made its return, but according to Tyler Treese in his PlayStation Lifestyle 9 out of 10 review, this game is fighting fair. Quote, "While this series is just as difficult and rewarding as past entries, this is also the most accessible game in the series. Featuring 3 difficulty settings to choose from initially and a Master Ninja difficulty to unlock, players can also use optional aids that range from auto-block and evade to a helpful destination indicator that you trigger by holding in the right stick. Throw in a training mode that allows you to get used to all the new abilities you can unlock in the game, and you've got a great entry for those new to the series without sacrificing anything that longtime fans have come to expect." End quote. And what do you say we close on a review that really summarizes the general sentiment? TechRaptor's 9 out of 10 review by Austin Sutter doesn't deny the story criticisms but praises the core gameplay as exceptional. Quote, "The last time I felt this excited about an action game was Stellar Blade, and my enthusiasm was not unfounded. Ninja Gaiden 4 is an exhilarating ride from start to finish with combat that's sure to please even the most battle-tested veterans of the genre. Thus, the year of the ninja comes to a close, and what a way to end with a bang. Ninja Gaiden 4 is a roller coaster of action with a rich combat system to master and plenty of badass scenarios to overcome. Ryu's sections don't live up to the hype, nor does the writing. Even so, this is the best action game to come out in years and perhaps Platinum's greatest hit yet." End quote. Ninja Gaiden 4 is now out on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. And of course is also available as a day one inclusion to Microsoft's Game Pass service. Why not chat back in the comments? Are you going to be picking up Ninja Gaiden 4? Or for you early adopters, what do you think of the game so far? Keep clicking around here at GameRant.com, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody!